All right, good evening. We have 5:30, and I would like to call this meeting to order. Let the record show that all board members are present and accounted for. We would like to move the item number 2, prayer and pledges, down below item number 4 after we come back, since we have no public comment on item number 3. So, takes us to item number 4, meeting recess to closed session. In accordance with Section 551071, 551089 inclusive, Texas Government Code, Texas Open Meeting Law, BEC Legal. We will recess into closed session, and shoot for being out at 6:30. So I have 5:31, and I consider the meeting recessed. All right, good evening. My watch shows 6:36. Call the meeting back in session. Let the record show all board members are present and accounted for. And like every meeting, we start with our prayer and pledges to the flags. Tonight's prayer is by Trustee Flukinger, and tonight's pledges are by Trustee Campbell.
O God, Father of all wisdom and truth, from whom every perfect gift comes down, we gather this evening under the gentle light of your providence, as stewards of the children you have entrusted to our care. Send forth your Holy Spirit, the spirit of counsel and might, of knowledge and fear of the Lord, that we may think with his mind of Christ and love with his sacred heart. That through their prayers, our work may be marked by charity, justice, and peace. Bless our students, fashioned in your image and likeness. Bless our teachers, who daily imitate your patient teaching. Bless our parents, who first taught their children to pray. And bless every soul in this community who longs for what is good. May everything we decide this evening prepare the way of the Lord and give glory to your holy name. We ask this through Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
Thank you, trustees. And just a quick reminder, as we're getting used to our new building, if you're speaking tonight, as we go into recognitions or any other part of the the meeting, remind you to speak into the microphone so others can hear and so we can get it on the recording as well. So, takes us to item number 6, recognitions on our agenda tonight. First, we're pleased to have Roberts Road Elementary Community Partner Community of Faith, presented by Mr. Justin Plunkum.
Good evening, President Warren, members of the board, Mr. Mays, members of cabinet. Wasn't I just here?
Yes.
Like yesterday? That was a fast month that just happened. But they say it takes a village to raise a child, and at Roberts Road Elementary, we have learned that it also takes a dedicated community to uphold that Waller ISD standard of excellence. Tonight, I am incredibly honored to recognize a partnership that has been a cornerstone of our success for over a decade. Going back, Ms. Davis and I talked about this earlier, and we're able to account at least 2012, but we think it might be a little bit longer of a partnership that we have had with Community of Faith. We're joined this evening by 2 special guests from Community of Faith, Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Wendy Thatcher, and Senior Pastor, Mr. Scott Woods. If I could please have them come forward. For years, Community of Faith has been a pillar of support for Roberts Road Elementary. Whether it's spoiling our teachers during Teacher Appreciation Week, providing guest readers for our classrooms, doing school beautification projects where literally volunteers are bussed in to help support us, creating a winter wonderland for our community with real snow, building the first Roberts Road track, hosting food banks with fresh food to feed our families, giving gifts to our students and families during Christmas, or doing mentoring programs for our students, or just volunteering at our many community events throughout the year, they've always asked, how can we help support and bless our backyard neighbors? One of the long-standing traditions is donating school supplies in August to make sure our students start the year on the right foot. However, this year it looked just a little bit different. As you know, Roberts Road underwent a pretty big construction project recently, and as part of that construction project, we were able to empty the building last year in preparation for that. And what we discovered is that teachers are hoarders. I was fighting with teachers that they did not need to save a crayon that was this big because it still had a little bit of life left and that it would be okay to throw that away. What we discovered is that for this current school year, we did not have a need of school supplies because we were able to organize and group them together. And we wanted to be a very good steward of that resource and the generous donation from Community of Faith. With our transition of mascots to Roadrunners, our leadership team was also posed with another challenge. Our team asked of how do we build excitement? How do we build pride in Roadrunners? We didn't need new supplies this school year. We needed a Roadrunner identity. In previous years, we've sold school shirts, but we never saw significant numbers of participation. The reality is with the rising cost of materials and household expenses, purchasing a Spirit shirt is a challenge for many of our families. We didn't want School Spirit to be something you had to buy. We wanted it to be something you belonged to. So we had an idea. We approached Community of Faith with a proposal. Instead of traditional supplies, could we use their donation to purchase a brand new Roberts Road shirt for every single student and every single staff member? They didn't hesitate with their yes. Because of their generosity, on Friday, September 12th, and there's some pictures up on the screen, for the very first time ever, Roberts Road students and staff members stood in solidarity as Roadrunners, wearing their Roadrunner shirts. Our hallways weren't just filled with students and staff, they were filled with a team, they were filled with a Roadrunner family. Their generosity went one step further. They allowed us to purchase extra inventory as Roberts Road continues to grow. When a new student arrives mid-year, nervous and unsure about their new school, our student council greets them not just with a warm smile, not just with a handshake, and not just with a tour of our beautiful school. They greet them with their own personal Roberts Road shirt. This shirt lets them know that they are proud to belong here, they are part of our school family, and that we are proud to be Roberts Road Roadrunners. It sounds simple, but they are so much more than just shirts. They are a visible promise that at Roberts Road, everyone belongs. They remind us while our mascot has changed and our walls are new, our heart remains the same. We are still rooted in the small town Waller spirit, one that welcomes every child, includes every family, and proves that we are truly better together. The impact has been remarkable. Beyond the smiles and just looking really cool, because they do, these shirts have increased safety on our campus. Whether we're at an event, a community event like the Homecoming Pep Rally, on a field trip, it brings a unity and an easy recognizable feature that we can have a unified front. Mr. Flukinger, last month I believe you asked me a question, and I think my response was pretty on key, and it was just asking about which mascot was the fastest. So in case you needed a refresher, it is on the back of all of our shirts. Because Roadrunners are fast in our learning, always sprinting towards our goals, we're agile in our thinking, ready to adapt to any challenge, and we always keep our eyes on the horizon, looking forward to our next adventure. On behalf of Roberts Road students, faculty, and community, I want to say thank you to Community of Faith for everything that you have done and will do in the future to be part of our village. Thank you.
Community of Faith, thank you so much. Anytime I get to be behind a microphone, you've always heard me talk about community and families and heritage and traditions and keeping Waller, rooted in those things. So it means a lot. So thank you for being such a great member of our community as well. So thank you. All right, that'll take us to item 6B. Waller Junior High 7th grade football undefeated district champions, presented by Principal Amanda Thompson.
Good evening, President Warren, Superintendent Mays, board members, and community members. I am absolutely thrilled and incredibly proud to recognize a team that has truly set the standard for excellence this season, our phenomenal 7th grade district champions. Champions, your achievement is a direct result of the incredible hard work, dedication, and resilience you showed every single day. From the demanding practices to those high-pressure final moments, you showed up and pushed yourselves, and you earned this title. You didn't just win a game, you demonstrated the power of commitment and teamwork. Congratulations on this well-deserved victory. And to our incredible coaches, Coach Phillips, Coach Smith, Coach Gallegos, thank you. Your leadership extends far beyond the scoreboard. You haven't just taught skills, you have modeled what it truly means to be a champion. Your loyalty to these students, your honesty in every tough lesson, and your consistent display of integrity have shown every player what it takes to succeed, both on the field and in life. You have instilled in them the values that will define them long after this season ends. This championship is a testament of what it means when talent meets character. Let's give a huge round of applause for our 7th grade 18 champions and their outstanding coaches. Way to go, champions. I would first like to recognize Coach Justin Phillips, our head coach of the 7th grade A team. Next, we have Coach Gallegos. Last but not least, Coach Smith. And if Coach Phillips, if you would like to have words.
All right. First, giving honor to God, President Warren, Superintendent Mays, board members, administrators, parents, staff, and community members. Our Waller Junior High coaching staff would like to thank you for their incredible honor to recognize our 7th grade football team tonight. It is truly an honor for us to be here this evening. First, I want to say this award isn't about one coach or one team. It's about a group of young men who chose to show up every day with commitment, effort, and belief in each other. These boys bought into something bigger than individual success. They learned that teamwork, discipline, and consistency matters, not just on the football field, but in the classroom and in life. Seasons like this just don't happen by accident, but they truly come from God. While this is an incredible accomplishment, what we as coaches and leaders are most proud of isn't the record, but it's the growth we saw in each player and student and athlete and as a teammate. I'd like to thank our amazing principal, Ms. Thompson, and the rest of the outstanding administration and school leadership team at the Waller Junior High for their tremendous support. Their belief in our kids and our program creates the environment where success can happen. To our parents and families, thank you for trusting us with your sons, encouraging them from the stands, and reinforcing the values we teach every day. Your support means the world to us. I also want to thank my assistant coaches. Coaching is a team effort. I'm grateful for their dedication, long hours, and passion for mentoring young men. Our success is a direct reflection of their unwavering commitment and support. To our players, this honor belongs to you. You set the standard for what it means to to represent a school with pride. You played the game the right way with heart, sportsmanship, and respect. You made our school and community proud, and most importantly, you learned life lessons that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Thank you again to the school board, the district, for this recognition and continuing to support our students in athletic programs. We are incredibly grateful, and we promise to keep working to build not just winning teams, but strong leaders for the future. Thank you all, and God bless.
And now I'll provide the certificate of WISD greatness to each athlete. Stephen Angelini. Braylon Bailey. Hayden Centennial. Kenyon Coleman. Aaron Dominguez. Oscar Dominguez. Marlo Fisher. Mac Jackson. Noah Johnson. Jalen Lang. Michael Leon. Jace Magadi. Ezio Marlin. Jaden Robertson. Romeo Santos. Aiden Steeb. Ron Tashenge. Sabraxton Wilson. And Don Wolf.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right.
Coach Phillips, for the record, who was your high school coach who taught you how to play and taught you how to coach?
Community comes full circle. I love it.
Maybe one day Coach Phillips will be a doctor.
Very good.
If
If I may.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to point out to these guys, in December, Waller High School football celebrated 12 academic all-district players. And so I just want to remind you, football is great. It's a team sport. Your coach wants a smart player. So academics first. And way to go, guys.
Before everybody leaves, if you're parents of one of these students, could you please stand up and be recognized as well? Thank you. All right, we are going to table item 6C, the Schultz Junior High 8th grade football undefeated, but they are undefeated champions as well. We will catch them another month. And at this point, we're going to pause a minute. As usual, after our recognitions, I'd like to remind everyone that you're very much welcome to stay for the entire meeting and listen to all the exciting news that we have. But if you'd like an opportunity to sneak out, this is your opportunity. So. All right, let's keep this party going. All right, let's see if we can burn through an agenda tonight. Who'd like to do that? If you know, you know. Takes us to item number 7, public hearing for financial integrity rating systems of Texas first, presented by our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Audrey Ambridge.
All right, good evening, President Warren, members of the board, Superintendent Mays, Ms. Spalding, Cabinet, and all of our guests this evening. We are in the 23rd year of our first rating, so that's the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, otherwise known as our School First Report. This is the financial accountability system, maybe? Who's messing with me? Nope, somebody else flipped it. Scott did it. I got it. Okay. This little iPad is very tiny, by the way. Okay, so we are in the 23rd year of our first rating. This is the financial accountability system that we have the primary goal of achieving quality performance in the management of financial resources. The determination of this rating is used, is compiled with the 24-25 financial, or it's the 24-25 data that, or the 24-25 rating, that is the 23-24 data. And this is based on our PEAM submissions from the 23-24 school year, as well as our annual financial report. And so you will see that Waller ISD is scored on 21 different indicators, and we are scored A to F, just like the accountability rating for our curriculum side. So on page 11 of your board book, you're going to see where the official rating is listed as published by TEA, and it's on the website for everyone to see. And then beginning on page 15 of your board book, we have provided an explanation of every single indicator that is listed throughout the 21 indicators. So our district received a perfect score on every indicator except for 2, and those are the 2 that I'll highlight because nobody wants me to talk about how perfect we are on everything else. They want to know how we didn't do. So those indicators are the same 2 indicators that we have discussed previously in previous first reports. Indicator number 7 is related to the number of days of cash on hand, and the state wants us to have 90 days. And for this financial period, we had 89.88 days. So we were so close, so we got 8 points out of 10 points. All right, indicator 12 is the correlation of future debt requirements to our assessed property values. And all this means is how much debt do you have compared to how much you have in your appraised property values. And so with that, we know that we are issuing debt ahead of our property values growing, which makes sense because we know we're growing, and our property values will eventually catch up, but right now we're penalized, and so we got 4 of the 10 points. And so this is nothing that we're overly concerned with because we are seeing the growth occur with our appraised values. Okay, so this is the good news. We got a perfect score on all of these indicators, and then our overall score was a 92, which translates to the A rating and superior achievement for our financial side of the district. Okay, so this first report is also posted on our website in our financial transparency section. And so now, at this time, I will entertain any questions from the board or our community as it relates to the public hearing for the first report.
Any questions, board? Is there any community questions? Feel free to come on up. Okay, no questions, Audrey, just incredibly impressed again. You know, it's with you and just the team, right? You know, I know.
It's not
all of
one
y'all-
person.
All of y'all make it a team effort, and I appreciate that. Of course, I did look at, you know, where we could improve, right? I looked at the 2 areas.
Sure.
And just like you said, I think you reported on just kind of what I saw, you know. There's no way we're going to get a perfect score with the way we're growing, being the fast growth district, you know, with the construction and with the schools, with the students moving in. But, you know, the revenue is coming in, so that's
Yes.
good. And
Yeah.
and it's also, know you've got your eye on it, which is great.
Of course.
And don't mean to correct you, but I think you round up to 88.12 days, maybe, or maybe it was 0.11 days away when I did the rounding from
Yes.
that 90 days from a
Yes.
perfect score. So it's pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
those are my takeaways.
I do want to add, if you guys remember when Ms. Amber showed the chart up there was 2 areas that showed a 5. 5 was the highest you can get in those 2 areas, not 10 in those 2 areas. So if you were wondering what that looked like, that was because on those 2 areas, the highest you could get was a 5 and not a 10.
I'll just say thank you for what you do. I know it's not easy being the CFO because you get to say no a whole
It's
lot.
the CF no, sir.
The CFO. But I want to just thank you from me to you that says, keep doing what you're doing because we appreciate you and you do a great job and your team, but thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, and thank you to all the administrators and principals out there. And I know that there's times that you want something, right? And but you figure out what your wants and needs are, you know, for the better of our district. So thank you. All right, thank you, Ms. Umbridge.
Thanks.
That'll take us to item number 8, consent agenda. Board members, you had the consent agenda sent to you a few days ago for your review. If at this time you have any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda, now would be the time.
I had a question on the, on the policy update. This is without a doubt the largest policy update I've seen since I've been on the board. And I'm just curious, Benny, as these policies take place inside the district, how will the information be absorbed and adjustments made throughout the district?
So in preparation for tonight, one of the things is, if you think about, I'll take the grievance policy, So one of the things that our team has been doing is updating all of our documents that we currently use for like grievances and things of that nature. And then if they're passed tonight, then tomorrow we will update all those documents that's either online or any documents that we have in folders that individuals use when they hold a grievance hearing or anything like that. And so then we'll have meetings, group meetings with the individuals that it affect. So what we've done is we just, as a group, we've gotten prepared to update any documents that need to be updated and share any information to the specific individuals that it affects.
Okay, good. Well, I know
It's a lot.
a lot of new stuff came out of the legislature, but not a lot of new money, but that's okay.
Well, and I will tell you, some of the good stuff is,
Unfunded mandates?
some of the good things, Ms. Spalding and her team, early in August, she is able to share a lot of the coming updates with us. And so we kind of know those things in advance, and so our teams are not new to the things that are coming out. It's just when do we have to take advantage of the new rules.
Right, yeah, okay, thanks.
I have a question on 8C, the Waller ISD educational specifications. I'm flipping through that. I saw the square footages of each, different types of building, types of schools or elementary and whatnot. There was a line item in one of the charts. I was curious if someone could tell me the difference of, it had total program square footage and then total GSF, something square footage, and there was a certain efficiency percentage.
Scott, you want to take?
Yeah, so just to speak specifically about that part of the ed spec, actually, that programming part you see at the top actually comes down to the TEA required instructional spaces, and it breaks into a larger document that goes space by space, room by room. So it adds that up. The larger number you see is actually the total square footage of the building. So it's just a percentage of what is actual instructional space versus what program space versus what is the actual total building size.
So what's the G stand for? Just because I'm a nerd like
I think
that.
it's probably gross square footage. Let me look.
Oh, sorry. Gross square footage?
Gross.
Gross, okay.
Gross square footage.
Yeah,
Okay. So that percentage, that 60-something percent is, you said it's educational, or it's the
yeah.
percentage of the
just
total square footage?
Yeah, the program square footage versus the total square footage.
Okay, very good. That's all, thanks. All right, board members, if there are no other comments or questions, I'll consider a motion on number 8, consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Komisky, seconded by trustee Campbell, that we approve the consent agenda. Let me get there. I may need Scott Walker to come remind me how to do this. Yeah. Meetings. So we're active. Voting, got it. All right, consent agenda. If there are no more final comments or questions, board members, please cast your votes. Oops. Okay, one more. All right, all votes in. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstain. Very good. Take us to our regular agenda. Item number 9A, consider approval of guaranteed maximum price amendment 1 with Dermala Construction Company, presented by Director of Construction, Mr. Scott Walker.
Good evening, President Warren, board members, Superintendent Mays. I'm happy to return this month with a guaranteed maximum price for the Elementary 9 project after bringing the high school to you last month. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to complete the construction, the contract documents for your review, but I am happy to report the price came in at $49,563,844. Dermala's done a great job. They took their original subquotes back on November 12th, put a preliminary GMP together for us a couple days later, worked over Thanksgiving break. We've met again December 2nd, and then I think we're still working on it this afternoon. I think we got a draft at a state. We can actually get the attorneys to finalize it and get it to you for signature.
Board members, any questions? Is there anybody on the board that's excited to get Elementary 9 started?
Is it too late already?
All right, if there's no comments or questions, I will consider a motion for 9A.
Just to be clear, so we're not voting on a number, we're just voting on a contract and the number will be filled in?
No, we approved the contract with Dramala back in June. This is
Okay.
actually approved the GMP.
Perfect.
I just don't
That's what
have
I
the
thought. I
documents in
just-
front of you. That's why I shared the GMP value that we have
Just
worked
wanted
to.
to make sure what we're voting on.
Yes, the GMP amount.
Question. Okay, I'll consider a motion for 9A.
I move that we approve the GMP Amendment 1 with Dramala Construction Company LLC for the construction of elementary number 9 and delegate authority to the superintendent or his designee to negotiate, finalize, and execute the GMP Amendment 1 as presented by Scott Walker.
I'll second.
It's been moved by trustee Flukinger, seconded by trustee Neal, that we approve 9A. Board members, any other final comments or questions before you vote? Please cast your votes. All votes in. Motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstain. All right, very good. Let's go to work. Item 9B, Waller High School Welding Team Out-of-State Travel Request, presented by Deputy Superintendent Ms. Angie Davis.
Good evening, Board, President Warren, and Mr. Mays. Tonight, I bring you a very exciting opportunity for our Waller High School welding team as a request for out-of-state travel to the Missouri Welding Institute 2026 welding competition. The Waller High School welding team is seeking approval for 1 teacher sponsor and 4 welding students to attend the Missouri Welding Institute's 2026 welding competition in Nevada, Missouri. The team plans to depart from Waller High School on Wednesday, January 28th, 2026, and return on Saturday, January 31st, 2026. The Missouri Welding Institute competition is recognized as one of the most prestigious welding contests for secondary students in the United States. Participation is by invitation only, and this year, the Institute issued invitations to approximately 50 high schools across the nation, and Waller High School was selected as one of those programs. This exclusive invitation reflects the demonstrated proficiency of our welding students and the strong reputation of our career and technical education welding program. Funding for this trip will be provided through the Waller High School CTE travel budget and the campus travel budget. Travel-related expenses, including transportation, lodging, and meals, will be supported through the CTE and campus travel budgets. Registration fees and competition-related costs will be funded through the CTE and campus travel budgets. All supplies and tools needed for the competition are currently available within the welding program and do not require additional purchases. The team will travel together in a district-approved vehicle. 4 senior welding students will be traveling with their welding sponsor, who will supervise the trip. Participation in this national-level welding competition offers students valuable real-world learning experiences and the opportunity to receive scholarship money. Students who attend will automatically receive a $1,000 scholarship from the Missouri Welding Institute and will also have opportunities to compete for additional scholarships and prizes based on performance. Throughout the competition, students will demonstrate industry-recognized skills, receive feedback from professional evaluators, network with post-secondary programs and employers, and gain insight into advanced welding techniques and technical expectations. Experience such as this directly support Waller ISD's mission to prepare students for success in skilled trade careers while elevating the district's welding program's visibility on a national platform. Approval of this request will allow Waller High School to continue offering students access to highly competitive learning environments that reflect current industry standards and future workforce expectations. So the recommendation is to approve the Waller High School welding team out-of-state travel request to the Missouri Welding Institute 2026 welding competition as presented in accordance with policy FMG local. Any questions?
Board members, any questions? All right, if not, I'll consider a motion on, oh, sorry, Mr. Lowe, go ahead.
These 4 students, are they the same ones that's been winning everything for them?
Mr. Oldham, are they the same students that have been winning everything? It's a good question. That means they're awesome.
They are,
that group, and it is exclusive to seniors too. So all 4 seasons a senior competition.
Good question.
Any other questions? If not, I'll consider a motion for 9B.
I make a motion that we approve the Waller High School welding team out-of-state travel request to the Missouri Welding Institute 2026 welding competition as presented by Deputy Superintendent Angie Davis.
Second.
Was that Kaminsky or Fluginger? Fluginger. It's been moved by trustee Herrera, seconded by trustee Flukinger, that we approve 9B. Any final questions or comments before you vote? Where's it show on yours? G. All right, just did this last time. Maybe we can get some support looking at it. So let's, except with 3. All right, so we're stuck on the GMP. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, we need to,
Technology's a good thing.
all votes in, motion passes 7-4, 0 against, 0 abstain. All right. Thank goodness that's the last voting opportunity. All right, that'll take us to item 10A, informational. Oh, before we move on, the list is not short of groups in Waller that I am proud of. There's so many groups, so many extracurricular activities, so many CTE groups. Is there any welders or welders' families here tonight? I don't think there are that are going to that, but I do see Mr. Laird back there, our CTE director. It's just amazing what we see on Facebook and what we see and what we hear from y'all, what we hear from Benny and the administration. Y'all are creating leaders, and y'all are creating the futures of our community. And this group is so impressive. So best of luck to them, and can't wait to have them January, February, and recognize them as well. So, all right. Okay, item 10A, Waller ISD Landscape Analysis Reflection Report, presented by Chief Academic Officer Megan White, Superintendent Benny Mays. Oh, and Hannah Gates, Director of Accountability and Assessment, Hannah Gates.
All right, while Ms. Gates and Ms. White are making their way up, and we're bringing the, there, oh, you can bring it up. All right. As you guys, board, as you guys remember, we've been working with TEA along with Region 4 through our Texas Strategic Leadership. And the goal is at some point we will have at the end of the year an academic strategic 5-year plan that will lead us into the next 5 years. And so we're at the stage now to kind of talk about our landscape analysis reflection. And so I'm going to kind of start this presentation off, and then Ms. White and Ms. Gates will do the real towing of this. So if y'all would advance that next slide for me, if you don't mind. So first off, as we talk through this, one of the things that this analysis gives us, we pulled a lot of artifacts at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to kind of talk through what those look like, and they'll be a little bit more specific. So there were surveys that we pulled this year, which was student surveys, parent and community surveys, staff surveys, as well as instructional leader surveys. And this is one way that helped us gather a lot of this landscape analysis data. The next artifacts was classroom artifacts. Those were things that were lessons that were pulled from reading and math classes, as well as, was it 3 or 4 days of instructional walks? Yeah, 3 days of instructional walks of every campus, where we, the district leadership team, as well as campus leadership teams, spent about 10 minutes in almost every reading and math class gathering data to be able to support the information that's going to be shared here today. And then, as well as, I think I talked about the artifacts that was pulled. So right here, I'm going to kind of talk to you about where we are within the strategic plan. July, I need a clicker. This is not working. I can't do it from here. But anyway, July through September, we launched our steering committee, which you guys have heard about. Then we did a broad review of our vision and goal. And then we began the landscape analysis. We began doing those things. October through December, we completed the landscape analysis report. Thank you. All right. We completed the landscape analysis report. And then tonight, we're going to give you guys the overage of that report and what it looks like. And so then, going to the next. All right, there we go. So why is the landscape analysis important? There we go. Why is the landscape analysis important? So a couple things. The landscape analysis will help us first create the initiatives that we've deemed that are important for the next 5 years. It'll also help us create our strategic priorities. Then in turn, it will help us in determining the student outcome goals. And then at the end of the day, the most important thing is help us to continue to improve the student experience for Waller ISD. And so that is the goal, and that's what the analysis would help us do. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. White and Ms. Gates, as they're going to talk very specifically about the report and what's in the report itself.
Good evening. So like Mr. Mays was saying, the landscape analysis came from all of the areas here. You can see the numbers of how many surveys were collected, how many walkthroughs, how many classrooms were observed. I want to give you all some context to the timing of those things because I think it kind of helps tell the story of the things that we've put in place so far this year. So the surveys were collected during August. So that was during weeks 1 and 2 of the school year. The walkthroughs were in mid-September. I believe they were September 16th, 17th, and 18th. The artifact analysis, everything was due by the end of September, so we're looking at really the first 3 to 5 weeks worth of instruction. And then the quantitative data that's referenced here is, of course, 2025 accountability and prior. And so I share that with you to help you understand that due to the timing of all of this collection, what we're seeing here is largely representative of where we were at the end of last school year and may not reflect some of the things that we've put in place this year, some of the systems that we're currently building. So as we work through some of this data here, I'm going to speak to some of the things that we have already put in place to start addressing these areas. All right. So one thing I want to note about the way that these slides are arranged is there's a summary on the far left here. The middle is really just one piece of data, but if you dig into the paragraphs over here on the far right, it's a synthesis of all of the data that was collected. And so we've had the opportunity to go through and look at those actual data sources. And so what I'm going to speak to is really all represented in this paragraph here, but I'm going to give you some highlights, okay? So in the local classroom review, which was the artifact analysis of classroom materials, the following trends for improvement emerged. In K through 3 RLA, Reading Language Arts classrooms, cross-curricular alignment, like to other subject areas, was noted as weak, and opportunities for text-based written responses in the primary grades were minimal. That was stronger in grades 4 and 5, but it was not quite there in our primary grades. In grades 6 through 12 Reading and Language Arts, text complexity was not meeting expected rigor. So the activities that students were engaging in that were text dependent, the levels of the text were not always at grade level expectations. Also, cross-curricular alignment was not strong in 6 through 12 reading language arts either. And in 9 through 12 math, I'll say 9 through 12 math was actually overall pretty positive, but their indicators, you had to be at all classrooms, and every indicator in 9 through 12 math was several classrooms, which was the one right under. So for 9 through 12 math, not all assignments included productive struggle, not all were completely aligned to the TEKS, and some lacked depth and coherence. I do want to note that, kind of like Audrey when she did her presentation, I'm pointing out the negatives because that's what we are using to build our strategic plan, but there were far more positives in this data than there were in the negatives. So some things that we've already put in place to address these areas on this slide. Our second and third grade, I think we still have some work to do with kindergarten and first, but in our second and third grade reading curriculum, we've already built that out to better incorporate text-dependent written responses. In 6 through 12 RLA, our dedicated RLA instructional coaches at every campus are allowing for team collaboration in identifying appropriate instructional resources to supplement our purchased curriculum. And weekly district instructional team meetings between those coaches are also facilitating alignment between campuses. And for 9 through 12 math, we have this year full implementation of Bluebonnet Math in Algebra 1. So looking to the future, we have some other things that we would like to do as well. We're developing a committee currently to review the State Board of Education approved elementary reading materials through the 2025 EMRA cycle. A couple of new resources did make it through, so that was exciting. So we do plan to make an adoption using our SBOE entitlement funds for the 26-27 school year, assuming that our committee is able to decide on an appropriate resource. While secondary RLA is not yet part of the EMRA cycle, and actually will not be part of the EMRA cycle until the 28-29 school year, we are working locally to determine if a curriculum adoption next year with our regular IMTA funds is something that is feasible and necessary. So we do have a team looking at that too. And also good news from the EMRA cycle 2025, Algebra 2 and Geometry Bluebonnet were approved through that cycle. So we do have plans to adopt that in our high school math classrooms next year using entitlement funds. Okay, so this kind of speaks to the walkthroughs. So again, I'm going to summarize not just what's here, but also what's when you dive into the data. So some trends that emerged during these September walks were, in reading, an increased need to make grade level rigorous content accessible to every learner. And a way that you can do that is through UDL, Universal Design for Learning. And so that was noted in this data. You probably saw that in there. Same thing with CBLI, which is content-based language instruction. It's another way to make rigorous content accessible to our English learners. And research-based instructional strategies, RB. We have a lot of acronyms. Also, there was varying levels of rigor across our reading and language arts classrooms, district-wide. Some were where they needed to be and some were not. Definite need for increased student ownership in just about every classroom that we've walked. And those of you that have accompanied us on some of our district walks that we do monthly, even after this one, that continues to be an area that we see and that we discuss. And in math, also a need for universal design for learning and content-based language instruction. In reading, there was significantly less alignment to district resources than in the area of math. So some things that we've already put in place for this current school year. We have offered intentional professional learning regarding student discourse and structured conversations, which will help to increase student ownership. We did that in both October and November professional learning for teachers. We have our dedicated math and reading coaches at every campus who are facilitating PLCs and lesson internalization and rehearsals. Structured PLCs, which are focusing in on questions 3 and 4 for intervention and extension. And our TLI collaborative walks, which are very similar to the data gathering with TSL, but we continue them with just our internal group of district leaders, board members, and campus leaders as well. So we do those monthly, and we have some great conversations after that to see what we need to improve in classrooms. At the time of these walkthroughs, approximately 24% of reading language arts classrooms were reported as not being aligned to district resources. So that doesn't always look like teachers not teaching rigorous or relevant content. Sometimes that looks like using a novel or a book that was not part of our curriculum. Sometimes that looks like using a different digital resource that they found that we didn't build into our framework. Sometimes it's a project that we didn't write or schedule. So it's not necessarily negative or off topic. It's just not the resource that we had provided at that time. I will say some good news. Based on the steps that I shared just a minute ago that we've already implemented, we are tracking our monthly walks and our really daily walks on campuses on a dashboard. And I pulled up that indicator today, and so far for the 25-26 school year, our dashboard shows 87% alignment to district materials. So we are moving in the right direction. Future considerations, we do have a district team starting to dig into some Region 4 training for UDL, Universal Design for Learning. It starts with us at the top because we build the curriculum documents, and we need to make sure that the right things, the right supports are reflected in those documents. And of course, the additional curriculum options that I mentioned that we're considering.
Good evening. So I'm going to take over at the next piece where we're talking about our teachers effectively supported to deliver a strong student experience. And so while our teachers are receiving, 100% of our teachers are receiving monthly coaching, this looks at that district adopted materials again. And as Megan shared, that we have increased to 87% that is going across the whole year in that RLA side, and we're at 90% in the district. So we're very fortunate to have our dedicated math and RLA coaches on every campus this year, which has allowed for that increased lesson internalization, lesson rehearsal, PLC support, and classroom coaching. We are in the process of strengthening those coaching protocols and processes through a variety of systems. One thing we've implemented this year is we send a monthly TLI newsletter to all instructional leaders, and then that is followed by a TLI collaborative meeting. So what we use for this model is the flipped classroom model, where we reverse the traditional teaching methods. We provide all of the information ahead of time for people to read or watch videos or small snippets of information. And then when we get to our collaborative meeting, we're able to collaborate and apply and discuss and share out and problem solve together. So that flipped classroom model is working really well for us. That instructional coaching is always a focus of the information and the PD provided, and the collaborative meetings provide opportunities for practice and rehearsal using the coaching documents and the protocols. Along with the monthly meeting, coaches meet with their content teams weekly or bi-weekly to practice and apply coaching protocols and systems based at the content level. So we dive in even further than those monthly big meetings. In addition to the lesson internalization and PLC support, coaches are providing modeling, observation, and feedback cycles. They're facilitating teacher reflection on practices and supporting teachers with their data analysis. In the future, we do plan to continue to strengthen the alignment between our instructional leadership teams at the campus level and our TLI department to provide cohesive, aligned support to teachers. And we have budgeted for another large group to attend the Solution Tree PLC conference this summer using title funds, which will include teachers and members of campus guiding coalitions. So it's down to the campus level and the teacher level, which is awesome. We're excited. So the next questions are talent systems designed to recruit, retain, and enable staff to deliver on the envisioned student experience. So as you can see, 89% of our recruited teachers had 2 years of experience or more, and we're retaining about 84% of our teachers. This then shares our TIA designations and those funding amounts, and then the average teacher salary in comparison with the state. So some things that we're working on there is we've applied for the LIFT, which is the Leadership and Instructional Foundations for Texas grant, to continue supporting our work with Bluebonnet Math. And we've also applied for the PREP grant, which is Preparing and Retaining Educators Through Partnership, for the areas of the Grow Your Own and pre-service residency. The collaborative walks in January will have a focus of celebrating and replicating the work of our high-performing teachers across the district based on fall benchmark data. The walks will be open to instructional leaders from other campuses, and a future consideration is to continue to expand that program to allow for district-wide visits for teachers of all campuses to see master teachers in action. We're in the last year of our initial 5-year TIA plan. So as we work to prepare our new 5-year plan, we have created a stakeholder committee of over 50 campus and district teachers and leaders. We just had our first of 4 meetings on Wednesday, and the energy and the excitement in the room showed towards working to create a plan that continues to expand our eligible teacher groups while ensuring we maintain a focus on student growth. Growth was just incredible. We would have never ended if we didn't actually kick them out. It was incredible. The committee plans to continue that work, and we will share that all with you in February to prepare for our submission to TEA in April for our new TIA plan.
All right. So next, when the committee meets again in January, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to take all this data that was just discussed, and they've only kind of talked just a little bit of all the data that we have pulled together along with Region 4, and we're going to create the envisioned student experience as well as the strategic priorities in our January meeting, and then in February we will come back and give you guys a real big update over the student experience, strategic priorities, and the aligned initiatives as we continue to move forward. So that's where we are right now. So we're slowly but surely getting close to finalizing our plan, which I think will take us very well into the next 5 years as we continue to grow, as well as take care of the kids that are currently here and the kids that are coming. So, thank you, guys.
Very good. Board members, any questions?
Sure. I would hate for Dr. White to be disappointed if I didn't ask a question. I recognized a lot of the language and a lot of the alignment from the walks. And what I've seen so far when we would come out of the classrooms during the walks was a lot of questions directly from this landscape. And typically, the response in those walks is, you're seeing it, you're seeing it, you're seeing it. So I'm taking that as great progress. And so we'll see soon. I'm sure you're going to be doing some benchmarking here at the end of this semester. And maybe that's part of the report in February to the board. All right. Well, thank you.
I just wanted to give a quick thank you for allowing us to walk, with you on the campus walks. It was truly powerful. I think that was one of our, as a board, I think that was one of our hopes, right, is that we're present on campus and we're engaged on campus and we're engaged with the teachers and the principals and the staff, right? And for those of y'all that haven't had the opportunity to go, or you may not, be an administrator, board member, it's amazing. and it's boots on the ground, and it's interactive, it's positive. It's just the working relationships that our team at Waller ISD has is truly amazing. So I feel very fortunate to be able to witness that, and so thank you for letting us go, and thank you for continuing to invite us as we go. So I guess my only last question for Ms. Gates is, did you leave your hat at the in the office, or no? Fair enough.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. All right, that'll take us to item 10B, the Warren Ranch High School Brand and Design Update, presented by Chief Communications Officer Sarah Marcus and Multimedia Manager Mr. Josh Originalis.
Coach Cure is eyeballing me. Always takes a second to get comfortable. Good evening, President Warren, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Mays, Cabinet, and guests. Josh and I are here tonight to answer one of the most asked questions about our future. What is the mascot of Warren Ranch High School, and what are their colors? Before we share that, we want to take a moment to reflect on where we've been, where we are, and where we're going.
Until recently, we were all Bulldogs. Then came the Lions and the Mustangs. And next came the Falcons, Jaguars, Tigers, Roadrunners, and Coyotes. Our community has embraced our family of mascots, and we are truly excited to add to the collection with tonight's announcement.
We know from watching other communities grow that opening high school number 2 has to be done right. For us, that means a commitment to equity and finding a way to carry excellence that has been built at our flagship, Waller High School. The ranch needs an identity that our community will rally around as much as they do our Bulldogs.
Step one of that was simply in the name. Warren Ranch, founded in 1883, a historical marker that has always been part of our district. Step 2 is in the brand. Warren Ranch needs a mascot that will accompany our Bulldogs with pride. We want other districts to know that's Waller ISD coming. Something rooted in our history that will carry on our legacy.
We have felt tremendous responsibility to create the brands for our schools with intentional meaning that evokes pride and excitement. We believe we've done that. Warren Ranch's brand reflects the history of Waller ISD and the ranch itself. It instills pride and carries on tradition. It will make you want to buy a t-shirt tonight. When other districts see us coming, they will know us.
We want to take a moment to thank our design consultant, Randall Dunson with Dunson Designs, the Warren family, and VLK Architects, especially Melissa Fleming and Krista Thomas. Thank you for helping make our vision come to life. Board, staff, and guests, welcome to the ranch. It's officially time to welcome the Warren Ranch High School Brahmas to the Waller ISD family.
We are rooted in tradition and community. We are committed to innovation and opportunity. We are home of the Bulldogs, Coyotes, Falcons, Jaguars, Lions, Mustangs, Tigers, Roadrunners, Bulldogs, and Brahmas.
Together we are family. We are Waller.
Now we have one question for you. What will Elementary 9 be?
That was beautiful. Thank you. Board members, any comments, questions?
Commenting for you, I guess.
I'm stalling.
I know one thing. I know. We can start. We know we're in the district with Cy Ranch. They don't call it Cy Ranch. They call it CR. So now we can get on their nerves and we call it not Warren Ranch, we call them WR. It burns me up every time I go down there. That's all I hear.
Well, y'all did a great job. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone that worked on it. I think most of y'all know I've had kind of mixed emotions about it, right? I had no say in this. I was taken aback when it was announced, originally. Want to make sure everyone knew it's not about me, but when it was explained that it was about our family and our heritage, and Warren's being one of the first three families that were in the community and helped found this area, right? And then it's kind of hard to argue with that, right? But I do think about when John Warren came over here in 1852, 6 years after Texas became a state. He came over here looking for a better opportunity for his family and his ancestors, and so actually tonight, we actually have fourth, fifth, and sixth generation Warrens that are sitting in this room right now. And if he would have only known what it has become, and the lives of the students that go to Warren Ranch High School are going to change, he never would have dreamed. So completely blown away. I guess on behalf of the Warren family, I want to say thank you. And let's continue with what this area means to us, right? The heritage, the hard work, the traditions, and keeping it one Waller. So I couldn't have said it better myself, wherever Sarah went. So thank you. All right, takes us to item number 11, future board items. January annual financial report for the fiscal year ending August 31st, 2025. And item number 12, important dates by Mr. Superintendent Mays.
All right, so we have December the 19th is the end of the fall semester and the end of the second grading reporting period. December the 20th and through January the 4th is the winter break. December 31st is our tax office is open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. January the 5th and 6th is a student holiday and a staff development day. January the 7th is the beginning of the spring semester and the start of the third grading period. January the 14th is our Houston Food Bank and school market. And January the 15th is the next regular call board meeting. So we'll be right back here pretty quick.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mays. So, board members, if there's anything else before we adjourn, that is the end of our meeting. Go ahead.
Well, it is Christmas.
It is Christmas.
And I can't believe we're here talking about Christmas, because didn't it just start? I mean, what's going on? So just on behalf of myself and my family, I just want to thank everybody that's here and wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and hold your family tight, because this is one of the most important times of the year for me. So just, I want to thank you and wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and that you all get some good needed rest and some hugs and lots of loving with all of your family members who are going to be with you this holiday season, and a Happy New Year. Be safe.
I'd like to take a second just to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and how grateful we are to have such a fabulous set of teachers and administrators and principals. It's just overwhelming, and we have a lot to be thankful for, and be thankful for your families, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We're excited about all the fun things that are coming in the new year as well, but I hope you get some well-needed rest, because how many days do y'all have left? I knew it.
That was too fast.
Was Chris the first?
That was too fast.
And y'all enjoy some time.
Yeah, like it's been said already, but it's a time to spend with families. I hope that you all experience joy and peace, and most of all, rest, and return back ready to hit the ground running again. I'm very proud of where we've come from, where we are, where we're headed. It's clear. It's clear that the afterburners have come on. I'm excited. I'm excited to see in the spring what kind of results we're looking to see, and the end of the year even more so. But for right now, we need to take a moment and enjoy family and get some rest. And thank you.
All right. So as always, I want to thank you guys for the work that you do every day. If you remember what we talked about in our principals and directors meeting, our last meeting, especially you guys who were in that meeting, the importance of taking care of self. With this break coming in, make sure that we do that. And I did want to tell you guys that the Mays family is going to do something that they've never done before. We're going on a ski vacation. Yes, so y'all pray for me. I don't know that I'm going to ski, but we're going on a ski vacation. So you guys do the same. Do something you hadn't done before. All right?
Nice. Want pictures?
Yeah, I would just like to wish y'all a Merry Christmas. And I know in my family, it's time for family get-together. And enjoy them while you can, because they can grow up quick.
Very good. And I'll close this with just a echo of what most have already said. Get some rest, but let's be real, right? We all know that no one's going to slow down, until at least the 24th or maybe the 25th, until about, 8 or 9 a.m. once the kids have ripped through all the gifts and whatnot. So starting midday on the 25th, let's try to get some rest, try to recover. So proud of this group. I've said before that I'm excited about where we're going, where we came from, and there's no team that I would rather be on this journey with. So thank each and every one of you, and Merry Christmas. I will consider this meeting adjourned at 7:54. Thank you. Look at that.